70 million Americans are in the path of a massive winter storm today. Winter weather alerts about dangerous conditions have been sent out across the Northeast. Some areas can expect over a foot of snow and blizzard-like conditions. Meteorologist and climate specialist Jeff Berardelli is tracking the storm and joins us now. All right, so this is our first big nor'easter. It looks like some areas could get more snow than they got all of last winter. I don't think it barely snowed in Philadelphia last winter, so it would be pretty easy to top those numbers. But what can the East Coast expect out of this nor'easter?
Yeah, you're right. You know, less than an inch of snow last season in Philadelphia, less than 5 inches of snow in New York City. So we're going to obliterate those totals in just this one storm today. And it really is going to be a doozy of a storm. So let me step out of the picture and show you what's going on. So first of all, the snow is quickly developing really fast, rapidly across Virginia. Snow is already knocking on the door of Washington, D.C. Just look at how fast this all kind of fills in. We have some ice mixed in on the southern side, even into parts of North Carolina. So we have cold air wedging its way down the east side of the Appalachians. And at the same time, we have snow breaking out across the Ohio Valley. Two different storms, one here, one here. Both of these will combine for one big nor'easter during the day today. So this is going to become quite a doozy of a snowstorm that we're going to be dealing with over the next 24 to 48 hours or so. So, you know, this really is going to be, I'd say, you know, anywhere from 1 to maybe 2 feet of snow is possible. And I'm going to toss back to you guys for a second because I want to see if I can take this computer out of play mode for a second because it's not allowing me to advance. And, oh, there it is. Wait, it advanced.
That's cool.
My goodness. Look at that. Look at the magic of television.
The magic.
Winter weather advisory. Yeah, it is magic. Winter weather advisory down in North Carolina for the ice mix, and then winter storm warning up in the Northeast for all that heavy snow that we're going to be talking about.
So let's talk about these models. Are there scenarios, or are there two scenarios, rather, that could determine how much snow areas see?
So much of it is due to whether or not we get a lot of warm air along the coast or not. And it's really going to be so close. It looks like the rain-snow line, or I should say snow-ice line, is going to be right over New York City and just to the north of Philadelphia. So let's show you why. High pressure is kind of battling its ground. And if it can stay strong, it'll keep that cold air in place. It'll remain mostly snow in New York City. However, at the same time, the storm is battling and pushing warm air in. And so that dividing line is going to be right over Philly and New York. I think Philly will turn to sleep. New York will probably be a mix of snow and sleet. So we'll do it hour by hour and show you. So that snow is already almost on the doorstep of Washington, D.C. By 1 o'clock, it's snowing in Washington. It's about to move into Philadelphia. By mid-afternoon, heavy snow starts in Philly and eventually in New York City by late day. And look at all that snow. Pennsylvania, inland parts of New York, moving into New England as we head through the evening hours. But look at that right there. That's that warm air nose kind of making its way in from the south right here. And you can see that mixed line right across Philadelphia and New York City because of this nose of warmer air. So that'll cut down totals several inches in Philly and a few inches in New York City. But it's all snow in New England, especially away from the coast. Blizzard conditions, wind gusts anywhere from New York along the coast, 45, 50 miles an hour, near zero visibility. So this is going to be a humdinger, if you will, of a snowstorm. It moves out later tomorrow, but tomorrow morning in New York City, it's still snowing for a few hours. And in Boston, it snows at least through the early to mid part of the afternoon. So let's quickly show you the snow totals we're expecting. And wow, look at that white area around Scranton. That's as much as 2 feet of snow possible there. New York City, the purple, that's 9 to 12 inches of snow. Same thing around the Boston area. Hartford, probably 15 inches of snow. You know, interior parts of New York and the Hudson Valley, 15, 20 inches of snow. So this is a big one. And it will be gusty, too. So, again, it's going to look like a blizzard at times.
All right. Well, that means maybe you might not need your lawn chair. People in Philly know exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about the lawn chairs in the middle of a snowstorm. Earlier this month, a nor'easter, let's get that out, it actually left thousands of people without power. Much more than just a minor inconvenience, specifically around New England. That's how two big storms before, that was because of two big storms before the Christmas holiday. So the question is, you know, Christmas holiday's coming up, we got another big storm. Are we seeing a bit of a trend, perhaps, and does this have anything to do with climate change?
So, you know, in terms of the effect of climate change on winter storms, you tend to have a better chance of getting rain than you do snow. But when it is warm enough, or excuse me, cold enough for snow, there's extra moisture in the atmosphere because climate change warms the atmosphere overall, injects more moisture. So you get possibility of heavier snowstorms, big blockbuster snowstorms, stronger areas of low pressure. So yes, climate change can contribute to storms that are a little stronger, even if they're snowstorms, and potentially ones that are deeper, which would cause stronger wind gusts and maybe more power outages. So yes, but with all that said, climate change eventually is going to whittle away at the amount of snow we see. But for right now, we're in that sweet spot where we have enough warm air to kind of juice up the atmosphere, make these storms bigger, so we don't see a downturn in snow and the amount of snow that we see in these storms yet. But probably in 10, 20 years, we'll start to see that transition take place where snowstorms just don't produce as much snow anymore.
All right.
Hey, Jeff, can I ask you a really quick question? Just sorry, Vlad.
Yeah.
And sorry just to throw this at you. If you don't have an answer right now, maybe we can talk about it another time. I was reading an article about a meteorologist that had said that he was finding it harder and harder to make those long-term winter predictions. You got your big weather forecast. Here's what the whole winter's looking like. That he was